Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is June 28th, 2025, and this is my weekly market review where I'm reviewing the Dow 30, that's DIA, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading. So please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's jump over here to these charts and see what we see. Let's maximize this quarterly chart, resize this, and zoom in a little bit here. What we see is green. We see almost a bullish engulfing. It's near a top. We're back above this yearly pivot, and this is the yearly pivot, and point where we had started out above there before. So again, I do expect this thing to keep chugging to the upside. No big deal there. So that's what we see here. Let's go ahead and go down to this monthly chart and see what we see on this monthly chart. On this monthly chart, I'm already zoomed in a little bit here, and we don't need to see too much more than that. All we see here is this month is going to end with a confirmation candle of this piercing pattern that we had back here, getting above that 9-10 moving average, which is this blue line, and we're fighting near this top right here right now. And so I expect these are quarterly pivots. This is going to be the end of the quarter, so we're going to be opening up above pivot. So I do expect us to start fighting at this top here come next quarter, next month, and see if we can break that and see if the Dow can get to all-time high. It probably get to all-time highs before the Russell, but it's going to still struggle up here. We got to wait and see how it does. But that's what I see here. Let's go ahead and go down to the weekly chart and see what we see there. On this weekly chart, zoom in here. On this weekly chart, we'll get where we have this all-time high thing here. It's way up here. So that's you can see you got a little supply over here you're going to have to break, and then once you get at the top, near that top, within $5-10 based on this thing, that's a few hundred points on. When you start talking $5-10, that's 100 points, that it's going to have to break. And it can do that in a day. As you can see, this thing, it didn't move. It moved, what, 40 points, 20 points here this past week. That's correct. That's a big move, just like some of these big candles that we was getting back here. So that means this thing might be getting ready to do something like what it did back here, maybe something like what it did down here. And also we got to see what's going to happen here with this kind of money coming into this market. But you're still going to have to be careful once it does get near that top and all. But we're looking good at this time. This is the 50 moving average. It had hung out down here around here long enough, so maybe they're all aboard and ready to go higher. Just got to kind of like wait and see what happens here. Let's go ahead and go down here to the daily noise and wrap this on up. On this daily noise, let's just zoom in here right here, and I'll zoom. You can see this thing how it was gapping this week. This was a crazy week. We gapped up on Tuesday. All the markets did this, and the Russell came back and tried to fill this gap. The Dow didn't even. The Dow kind of just hung out near this previous high that it had from the previous weeks, and then after it got above that, it was kind of like off to the races. If you had tried to get short and you didn't get out of those trades and you tried to short it again here, this was your day. This was the day that they probably was working. They realized this thing is not going to work, and then if they didn't get out then, all that buying pressure, closing those shorts and this thing going up caused this thing to really start zooming to the upside like it did those last 2 days of the week. And we got a little bit of a sell-off here on Friday, but nothing crazy. But that's what I see. I kind of like see us next week. We're going to be opening up well above pivot. We can see that. That looks like that will happen. And opening up above pivot, I expect us to stay above pivot and just go higher. How much higher will we go? Oh, I see 45. I see 445 up here because we like when this thing is bullish. As you can see, when it's bullish, it's boom, boom, boom. It goes through R1 pretty easy. When it's bullish, starting out below and start running, boom, 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 above R1. So again, this is going to be a good, maybe long, no trade recommendation, but that's just what I see. We could be at a top, and also that supply might kick in, and this thing might end up falling back down to the downside. But it looks very strong at this time, or even on this picture right here. It was kind of like last week. We was expecting a pop or a drop. This was actually should have been a supply. This was a supply demand area. Was wondering what was going to happen here, and we got the pop. We got the crazy pop. Very, very unexpected based on what was going on in the world. You wouldn't expect the market to do like that, but the market is kind of like saying, we got our game, you got your game, and let's make money. And that's all I have to share today. This is Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.